Taylor's Contracting constructed a 30-metre movable bridge across the Waimea River at Challies Island in Tasman, New Zealand. The bridge allows 80-tonne laden rigid dump trucks to cross the river and transport extracted gravel from a nearby Fulton Hogan quarry site without vehicles coming into contact with the water, thus eliminating sediment discharge. The bridge can be removed in 48 hours if a major flood is predicted. Taylor's Contracting's environmental advisor Tony Dwayne says that Tasman is among the regions in New Zealand with the fastest growing demand for aggregate, but at the same time the Tasman District Council is responding to public demand for increased environmental and recreational amenities within the Waimea River Park. The gravel extraction operation had to have minimal impacts on the community and stakeholders within the park.
We chose Taylor's because we have a long-standing relationship with them and they've proven themselves time and time again. They do a lot of work in this river and other rivers, and the close working relationship that we have with them, they aren't afraid to come forward with ideas which, I mean, if they hadn't, this project probably wouldn't have gone forward. The biggest challenge was convincing the local authority that we could do this work and not compromise the values of the space and the environment.
Mostly what people will do is they'll go to a confined bit, they'll put in a culvert and then cross out of the water, which is great while the culvert's in place. What we found is when you put the culvert in and when you subsequently take the culvert out, that they're two quite large releases of sediment. So actually you end up, you know, there's a regular little bit of sediment or some large releases of sediment. So we really wanted to get away from that culvert as well. So that the only real way to stop that is just not to be in the water and not to have that kind of big disturbance event. So yeah, but by shifting to the bridge concept, they just stayed right out of the river. Most of the activities on either side of the river, and apart from very limited tracking, it's out of. So it was a great solution. So when they came up with this solution, as in a bridge that you could move around and put in these places, because we have a lot of rivers that we want to take gravel out of, and we needed to lift the game because all around, all our different contractors are all crossing the rivers, and we've traditionally tried to either take a branch of a river and we would block off a bit and then they would use that, but it all has the same consequence. So when they came up with the solution to use a bridge, we were really happy with that because it actually means we just stay out of the river. And of course, once one contractor uses it, we can start to see why wouldn't we expect other contractors to start using it as well. This is one of our management methods. So some of our rivers we build up with gravel, so we need to take it out as part of management. And so we want to be able to get our contractors in the river to get the gravel, but we have that contest between the taking the gravel and then the impact on the environment. Particularly, we have a lot of relatively unique fish, and they're all in the places where you cross, and so there's this conflict. And so putting the bridge in, we avoid that conflict, which has been such a good outcome.
It has lifted the standard. What we're finding now is the local authority has endorsed the use of the bridge and is completely discouraging other similar activities from actually using what was the time-tested access right of just driving trucks through rivers. And it has set a higher expectation in the community. I guess they want their cake and eat it as well, and I guess with something like this, they can.